Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in for another video. So this week's video is not going to be as exciting and travel-y as the last one because I have just been in Minnesota this weekend. And last night I had a couple of friends over and my life is a mess right now. And I haven't gotten a chance to do many of the tasks that I told myself I would do earlier on in the week. If the camera was any lower than this, you would just see a sea of unfolded laundry and trash. This video was very much inspired by a video that I watched from Jennifer McGuire, and it is the Distress Oxide embossing watercolor thing. And I watched it and it was very lovely, so I wanted to try it and degrade the process a little bit. So today I have a really fun card to make with a very cool twine design, but it is very frustrating and I did get very frustrated while doing it, so don't be alarmed if that happens because it is a little stressful. This card has a lot of steps, it has a lot of details, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so this is the setup we have for this video. These are the Tim Holtz Distress Oxides, and these are the ones I saw Jennifer use in her video. Here are images. I will add a picture of the stamp set so you can see what these images look like before we stamp. But basically these are like roses, and then roses with some stems, and then 2 leaves, and then a stamp that says thank you, and that's what our greeting will be. And then I have a sponge dauber for the Distress Oxide inks, and then I have the legendary stick tool. This will be used with our twine to give like a cool effect on the greeting part of the card. First we'll get started with the Distress Oxide parts and stamping and embossing. I know I promised a new desk mat, but I actually spilled half of my bottle of Gamsol on top of it, so I ruined it within an hour of having it. So we're back to the Subway sneeze guard. Oh, it's durable, we've used it before. It doesn't look that bad on camera besides all these parts. I just messed up my first take. There is just embossing powder everywhere. Cleaned it up, cut a new piece of paper. I had to cheese it, and I'm ready to try it again. So you're gonna take the roses first of all. I like to start with the bigger images and the ones with the most detail so you can fit all the smaller images around them. So you're gonna start by, you wanna put them partially like off the side of the card and just distribute them so they're not all super close together. And then I'm going to take this one, this is a rose with like a stem. Then you're going to do the same thing but around your other images. And then I'm going to dust my cornstarch over it. I wish I had done this before. Maybe I did this wrong and everyone's laughing at me at home. That's fine. I hope you're having a good laugh. So you want to, I'm finding the stick tool to be helpful for just about every aspect of your life. You should see how much embossing powder is everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna clean this up. And of course, what would a Rina K video be without a time lapse of the cool parts of stamping? So I will time lapse this for now. So just let it cool for a minute, and that is finished look for that. What you're going to do next on top of this, I would recommend putting a little bit of tape down, kind of sealing it down just so it doesn't move around. You can always peel it off and it won't be that big of a deal. So here are our inks and our ink dauber. So we're going to start with the lightest color so the colors won't smear that much. And you're just going to do that and just kind of start over here. The images will show up so clearly and beautifully. What I learned from Jennifer is that if you use like a watercolor brush, that you get like a cool effect. So that's what I'm going to try to do. The yellow part is done. That was fossilized amber. Now I'm going to take the spiced marmalade Distress Oxide and use the same dauber so the colors just initially mix. And you just want to like lightly go over these areas so you don't get any like streaky parts or anything, and it just gives you a really clean like value. Finally, we're gonna take the abandoned coral, and you just want to ease it between the two colors so it's not anything too crazy strong. That is complete. Now, you might be looking at this thinking, Rina, those flowers look dirty, that's not gonna work. And to that I say you're wrong, because the answer is to take a watercolor brush and go over the flowers and that area, because it will make the ink in that area look kind of cool too, and it will bring out the white of the embossing powder. So you just want to take a watercolor brush. I'm using this normal paintbrush that James lit on fire a little bit. I don't have all quality products here, but as you can see, it just comes right off. And I like to take like a tissue or something. I don't know what everyone else does, and I just like to kind of take the excess off. I'm getting this water from a blender bottle that has been sitting in my room for a month and a half now. Okay, so that is the finished background image, and as you can see, I don't know where I'm going to put my greeting yet, but we'll figure that out as we make it. So on to the next step. Okay, so our next step is to work on the greeting part of our card, and right here I am going to be stamping these leaves in the stippled flowers set, and I'm going to be stamping them with Jelly Bean Green, and I'm just going to put them both on there and put them onto one acrylic block. I don't want these to be too dark because you will be stamping a greeting over them. Okay, please, please, please. Those are our leaves, and I will be using Prismacolors and Gamsol, what I have left of it, to color these in, and I will do that off camera so we can get right to the next step. Now that I have it colored in, the last step here is to stamp our greeting with black ink over it. It might not be perfect, but once again, that is okay. It still gives you a very nice effect, and to be honest, the person you're giving the card to probably won't notice it. The next step with this is to cut out this with a die, and this is the smallest of the small rectangle die set. I measured this rectangle out at 2.5 inches by 1.5 inches, so I'm gonna run this flying through my Big Shot, and I will be back in a second. Something you may have not known about my channel is that not only is it a stamping channel, it is also a DIY channel, because I can't find my ruler that I gave to James, and so I just had to make one. You can make this with any kind of Gina K cardstock, and just with the knowledge of a prior ruler, you'll be able to make one of these. I don't know how I made this. I think I used a tape measure, so it might not be accurate, but I digress. So I will just be using this to organize. See, it's not even like measuring up right. I will be using this to put the holes in my card. So I just want to have like a couple in the middle. I don't know, so this is one. Now those are just the entry points. You just wanted to use those to line it up. As you can see, I went right through and onto my sneeze guard, but now we are just going to poke through these holes a little more, just to make sure you can get some twine through them. And just be careful that you don't rip the paper, because I will actually explode if I rip this. Now, the most difficult part about this project by far, I found to be the twining experience. And because I am not someone that can come up with ingenious ideas, I just had to do it in my own ratchet way. We're going to start by cutting a little piece of this twine about that long. And then we are going to try to, there's a hair. Then we're going to try to stick tool it through. Now I found this to be particularly successful when the string is at an angle, so you can wedge it in there. Eventually you should poke enough through the other side that it comes through, like so. and then I tied it in a double knot. And just like that. So you want to have that nice tie effect. After my last video, I've been inspired to be the twine queen. So you just want to do this on all 10, hang on, I have to sneeze. Wow, oh my gosh. Just want to do this on all 9 other holes, and then you are done. So I will do that right now. Okay, I have finally finished the very tedious task. When I first did this trial of this card, I had 12 holes, and I figured 10 was my hole threshold. So now what we are going to do is assemble the card. So let me just push everything off frame again. I am, as always, going to take pop dots. I just hit my elbow. Oh my gosh. Ow. Oh. So what we're gonna do first is mount this onto the back of this white piece of cardstock. Okay, so I'm gonna put this a little bit off to the side, like over here, and you wanna start with 3D foam squares underneath this. So you just wanna place it about there. And then you wanna make sure all the string and twine is going the right way. And now I am going to flip it over and put a line of tape next to both sides of where the twine goes. And I'm going to start with one piece. I'm going to twist it so it gets this effect. And then I'm going to flip it over to the back and push it onto the sticky part so it stays in place like that. And you can adjust them, you can shuffle them over a little bit. Okay, and once you have them all on the back, you can just cut the excess off. See, I'm learning and getting the hang of how to say words. And then you just adhere it to the back of whatever color card you want. And there is the finished card. Beautiful. Hello everyone, welcome to Rina's editing epilogue. I am staring into the sun right now with the light I am using. So if I look like a deer in headlights, is because that's exactly how it feels. So I am here in my room. I have a different background this time. Decided to ditch the Minnesota and got some clouds. I slapped these eyebrows on with the effort equivalent to the person who wrote the Hot Pocket theme song. Hot Pockets! All that aside, I have a couple comments of people who are winners for this week's video. I also have another giveaway this week. We're actually going to do 5 winners of the giveaway. It's going to be a $10 gift certificate to Gina K Design. So a little bit smaller prize, but more chances to win. So I will think of a question by the end of this epilogue. I will now read the winners of this week's giveaway. Now I have them on a sticky note. So the winners of this week's giveaway: Kathy M. Kraft, Pamela Henkel, and Luann Johnson. So all you guys have to do is email I won the Rina K giveaway to info@ginakdesigns.com, and I have an itch, and you will receive your prize. Trying to think of a question for this week's video. What is your favorite event to make cards for? Like what holiday, what event? It can be nothing. It can just be a Tuesday night and you just want to make a card. Share in the comments below and you could possibly win a $10 gift certificate to ginakdesigns.com. Thank you again for watching. I just spit and saw debris. Thank you again for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.